Okay, we'll take questions now for Regan or Jeff. If you have one, raise your hand. Stan has one. Get in the mic, please. And then Tom Jensen has one.
Stan Creekmore with RPMtonight.com. The first for Regan. Regan, how much of a statement is this to how much progress your team has made in the last couple of months?
Well, I think it's definitely a good statement towards that. You know, we've made a lot of changes. We weren't happy with what was going on at the beginning part of the year. Certainly, none of us were happy with how we were running, myself included. And you know, this is a race team that up until the start of this season and maybe the last 5 races of last year was on the uphill swing. We seemed to get better each week and seemed to learn new stuff each week. And then we went through a period there of probably 15 races or so, however many, until we made some changes a couple weeks ago. Where we just weren't learning anything, and we weren't fixing the problems that we were having. We were having the same problems week in and week out, and weren't learning, weren't fixing them, and weren't understanding them. So Todd came in, Todd Berry, and he's done a great job. He's a great crew chief. I mean, that's the best thing I can say about him. He's a great crew chief, and certainly when it comes to the race cars, he's very intense. He's very passionate about racing, and he's got a work ethic that's pretty amazing. And you know, it's been a good change for us as a company and as a team, and certainly bringing back my old engineer Cole Perrin with him also helped out a lot too. The combination of the two meant that there wasn't a huge transition for us there.
Jeff, throughout your entire career, has there ever been a week as intense as getting up, to the race for tomorrow?
Yes, many. I mean, that championship in '97, when there was 3 of us going down to the final race at Atlanta. Sorry, yeah, it was '97 with me and Mark and Dale Jarrett. There was nothing more intense than that race weekend and that day and the way that race went. This is a short track. For us, I mean, in my opinion, it's really Kyle's to lose. For us, we have nothing to lose, everything to gain. It's been a frustrating season. We're a strong team. I feel like, we know what we have to do to earn our way into this thing, and that's how it should be. You should have to earn it. And I'm just thankful that we have performed as well as we have the last couple of weeks to give ourselves a shot. We could go back through our season and look at many different races of what we could have done different, but that's just not the way racing works. And I'm very proud of the effort this team has put forth, and especially today. Today to me this race is won today, and I felt like we really put a winning effort out there today, and it's going to pay off for us tomorrow night. And yeah, it's going to be intense, but once the green flag drops, it's going to be your focus is going to be on racing and trying to get everything we can out of it.
Let's go to Tom, and then we'll go to Kim. Go ahead, Tom.
Hi, Jeff. Tom Jensen, Speed.com. With you qualifying 2nd and Kyle Busch qualifying 15th, how much psychological pressure does that put on him? How much confidence does it give you? And what's the psychology of this?
Well, I mean, I feel like we have a couple different jobs. Number one is just win the race, right? And that's our job every weekend. But, we need to put pressure on our competitors, pressure on the guys that we're going to have to beat to win this race, as well as pressure on the guys that we're battling with to make this chase. And certainly he's one of those guys. So I do feel like, we're in a good position to get a good pit stall. Good, to as good as our car was today, to be able to start up front. Those are all, great positives. We never go out there focus on one other individual. We go out there and focus on our job and what we have to do to win the race, and that's what we plan on doing. And we know that Kyle is going to be strong in this race, but we're going to try to keep the pressure on him and the other guys that we're battling with out there.
Go ahead to Kim.
Hi, Jeff. Kim Robertson, InsiderRacingNews.com. Earlier it was mentioned that part of the challenge of getting into the chase this year has just been that a lot of some of the other teams have just gotten better and better, while some of the other teams have kind of stayed the same or maybe lost a little, primarily talking about the two Michael Waltrip cars that have gotten into the chase that have never been there before. Do you see that the field is either evening out, or some of the other teams like Michael Waltrip Racing are increasing the tempo and making it harder for teams like you who have been a consistent chase contender to get in there? Or what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I agree with you. Those teams have stepped up, and it's been obvious. You know, just go when you go to test with them. You know, look at the engineering that and the backing that they're putting behind their effort, and it's paying off for them. That's not why we're not in the chase. You know, we are very, strong enough to be in there. We just have not put those efforts together, and we blame ourselves. We've had some engine problems and some tire issues at times, but we still had plenty of races to recover and get ourselves solidly in there. We have performed certainly well enough to be in the top 10, but the truth of the matter is that we haven't gotten those results, and we're on the outside looking in. Those teams, I think, have definitely stepped up to make it a very interesting championship battle that's getting ready to happen. As well as Penske. I mean, I feel like Keselowski's been really knocking on the door the last couple of years, and is really going to put up a good fight. And then you can't ever count Tony Stewart out once the chase starts. So anything is possible. And I think Hendrick is on top of their game right now, it's sort of, in my opinion, Jimmy Johnson's to lose right now because they've been so strong. But there's no doubt that the Michael Waltrip Racing guys have made some great strides, and it's shown in their runs, their finishes, and where they're at in points.
Maybe take one more. Any questions for Regan or Jeff? One more question. Okay, guys, congratulations on today's qualifying effort. We
Thanks,
look forward to seeing you race tomorrow night. John.